our workshop discussion. Colleen, you're going to talk to us about zoning board of adjustment
Yes.
suggestions.
Yes, and actually forwarded in your agenda packet last Friday was a letter from Kevin Kennedy that was penned in conjunction with Jay McDermott, chair of the zoning committee, zoning board. What this represents, and I'm going to actually quote Jay here, is a great crazy list of ideas. They met the week after the storm, and they had a very active conversation to brainstorm ways to make the process easier for residents who are facing repairs or rebuilding. So they forwarded for your consideration this list of great ideas of various things that they think they'd be able to do. Everything from creating so-called turbo resolutions that can be heard in one night, to starting their meetings earlier, to asking maybe they could have an additional member appointed, creating a fast-track review for the public hearing process, and certainly, depending on certain parameters, who are applicants who are looking for basic things can get their approvals faster. So there are some really great ideas in this. They wanted to forward them for your attention, and also ask if there's any direction that the council would like them to take in terms of thinking about ways to make rebuilding simpler. So that is, you can have time to digest and read through this great list of ideas. And I told him that I would certainly be the vehicle for which, if you have input or questions, I will get that back to the zoning board on your behalf.
My only question was, could it go too quickly? You know, his question was in that letter that there would be so many people requesting work that could they miss something where someone would do something they're not supposed to do? You know, yeah, I'd like people to rebuild things as quickly as possible without, breaking some of the rules that we've got in place. You know.
Well, and something that I want to offer is that I think it's even a great next step with the council's blessing is for April and I to sit with Jay and go through this list and identify ones that we feel are immediately being able to put into effect versus those that need to come back to council for their approval. So that's something that April and I can workshop.
I mean, I was at the meeting, so when we discussed all this, and basically the law prohibits how fast you can do
right.
this, because you have the notice requirements, and you can't waive that. So they came up with, well, and since we can't waive the time process with the noticing, that we could do, like, say there's 5 applications and all they need is 1 variance for like side yard setback. Maybe if we say, all right, these should be no-brainer ones, we'll start at 5 or 6 o'clock and we'll do all 5 in one night, letting the people know that, you're only gonna get 45 minutes to present your case because that's all we feel that you need. And, and then we'll do the resolutions that night also. That way they don't have to wait that extra month.
One of those suggestions was allowing people to put temporary heating in the back garage so that people can stay there for like 12 months, 18 months. That sounds,
I don't remember that.
yeah, they're asking for, if someone has a garage, put in some temporary.
If they have an apartment, they have a rear apartment that's not heated, that was a discussion that they'd be able to put heat in that rear house so they could live in that while they're renovating the front house. But I don't think it was just a regular garage, it was looking for actual rear structure.
We'll check on that though.
Yeah, just,
Certainly.
thank you.
So to the extent we do have feedback or questions from the zoning board, feel free to email us.
Thank you. Any petitions for the council? Next, I'll ask our council president to make a motion regarding the minutes.
Yes, I move that the minutes of the regular meeting held on November 21st, 2012 be approved as recorded and that a copy thereof be posted on the borough's website.
Second.
Councilman Decky?
Yes.
Councilman Governor?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilman Rizzo?
Yes.
Mayor Darrell?
Yes. Next, reports of mayor and council.
I'll go first if you don't mind.
Councilman Governor.
I had the sad duty to walk through the historical museum over there on 9th Avenue today, and boy, they really got ruined. I don't know if they're going to be able to really replace it. The floors are in such bad shape. I know Naomi and Pat O'Keefe have found it very difficult to go back in there because they came so close to opening their museum. I think they're still going to try if we can get that back up into proper condition, but boy, it really looked bad to me. The artifacts, most of them are in the gym right now. Some they did lose, but we still have some valuable history left in Belmar. I did do some shopping on Black Friday in Belmar, some of the small shops. First time I've ever been in the skateboard shop. I was very pleasantly surprised about their inventory. The candy store, boy, their creamsicle cupcakes are to die for. I mean, they should be outlawed. They're great. So my daughter and my wife, we shopped there. We had a real good time. We went to 10th Avenue Freeze Out, appropriately named. It was cold that day. But that was a huge success. Very happy with that. Paul Calabrese touched a little bit on Silver Lake. He assures me that once the mud dries out, they're going to regrade it, re-landscape it, and it will be better than ever. So Silver Lake going to have to take some time. Probably grass won't grow until springtime, but it will not always look like it does right now when the water goes back. However, it did solve the Canada goose problem. That's one way. That's basically it. That's my report.
Thank you, Councilman. Council President Dyke.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. At our last meeting, I thanked many borough employees for their assistance as volunteers. I failed to mention Katie Garrett, our court administrator, and Patty White, our violations clerk, who spent time assisting residents in the relief center. At the last meeting, I thanked everyone that I could think of, so I was remiss in leaving them out. Also, Belmar Elementary School teachers were on hand to assist during the town's outreach volunteer program. They were dispatched for property and yard cleanups. Thank you to Superintendent David Hallman and his staff. Also wanted to recognize Drs. Vera Gupta and Dr. John Volpe from Optimum Health Chiropractic for holding a fundraiser on the Saturday after Thanksgiving, which benefited the Belmar First Aid Building. All of the monies realized from chiropractic care on that day were donated by the doctors to the Belmar First Aid Organization to help reestablish the building as a functioning agency. After speaking with Borough Administrator Colin Connolly and DPW Supervisor Mike Campbell, I learned that garbage and refuse pickup are winding down and will end during this week. Please notify the appropriate Belmar offices if you have questions with regard to this matter. FEMA representatives are still on hand here in this building, so please continue to direct your questions and concerns to them. Please continue to count on your Belmar leaders and representatives with questions and issues you may still have regarding the aftermath of the hurricane. I can be corrected on this, but I understand the library is to open this Thursday. Is that correct? Friday. So progress is being made in many, many areas of the town. I want to assure our residents that I played the devil's advocate in our plan to redevelop, restructure the boardwalk and the financial place in plan for that. I spoke with our CFO, I spoke with Colleen, and I really sat down and picked their brains about this. And I was very, very proud that the mayor, I did not know this till this evening, that he also, to get reassurance that our plan is good, went to another engineering firm so that they could compare what we have in place with what they would do, and they were in agreement. So I think that's very, very sound information. But I can only tell you, I fully support the plan in place for the reconstruction of the boardwalk, the financial plan in place to do so, and the people who developed the plan. I have great confidence in our CFO Robin Kirk, who's always been very responsible and protective of the borough financially, and also with our business administrator, Colin. Should we languish and go on and on about decisions that impact our beachfront, or do we move forward with a strong plan in place? I say we move forward with a strong plan in place. Thank you, Mr. Mayor.
Councilman Dean.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Tomorrow, the freeholders are voting to see if we have access to the Monmouth County Library System. But Colleen, is the library up and down opening?
Yeah, not up and down, but we are on a critical path to reopening basic lending services by Friday. So we have had a work group that meets several times a week to identify critical path issues to open lending services. This will not include the lower level. So we are on track. In fact, my last roll call of our working group was today at 4 o'clock, which was systems go for Friday. We will be doing lending services out of the first floor while we continue the rebuilding of downstairs.
All right. Hopefully tomorrow, we had such a short time between our last meeting and this meeting that hopefully the freeholders tomorrow will grant Belmar and the other communities access to Monmouth County Library System. And let's just tell everybody they can go there until we get the library 100%. I think talking with Holly from FEMA, I spoke to him for a good 45 minutes today, and he kept saying, if you were just on Friday's conference call, Colleen, I'm sorry, I asked to be included in the meetings, and you referenced the mayor, and the mayor said, no, I don't want, Councilman Dean or whoever in there. If I could have talked to Holly on our conference call, I could have saved him 45 minutes of his time today. Is there any reason that I just can't listen in on the FEMA calls?
I didn't tell Colleen that Councilman Dean couldn't listen in. What I told her was that because we have discussions on almost a daily basis, we have other calls, as I mentioned, standing.
We can't hear you.
That it's just going to be administrative personnel that are on conference calls with FEMA and the governor's office. If you wanted to be briefed on it, you can always do that. Holly, as you can see, is very open. I'm sure he gave you his cell phone number if you want to call him. You can always do that. He's an intergovernmental affairs representative. His job is to talk to mayors and council members like yourself, so you can feel free to call him. But when it comes to conference calls with FEMA, the governor's office, it's limited to administrative staff only.
Here's what I'm looking for. Some of that information that I got from him was very important to me to make a decision today. I'm just trying to get the information easier, and if you're being briefed on it, could you just let all of us know, or if you are, just me, let me know? Okay, thank you. And last thing, I finally, after 2 months of Oprah and doing an Oprah request, I got the beach numbers today. And I'm going to tie this in later on, but I just want to give you guys some quick numbers. This year, the beach made $62,000, which is, I'm very happy. We did make a profit this year. The way of grabbing last year's unused expenses and tying it into this year's leftover revenue, it did give us an increase of $62,000. But looking forward, if we had the exact same amount of money coming in next year, we spent about $100,000 more this year than last year, which means that the number going forward last year is going to be about $100,000 less. So if everything remains the same, we're actually going to take a little bit of loss next year. And I just want to give everybody, we always make it sound like we're swimming in revenue at the beach. And I just wanted to, we did make a profit this year, which makes me very, very happy. And I'll touch on this more when we vote. Thank you. That's all I got, Mayor.
Councilman McLean.
Just a few things. I know that Claire had touched on the bulk pickup. Also recreation, the basketball and toddler program, the toddler time has begun. Our running club is going to be running in the Jingle Bell Run this coming Saturday in Lake Como. Belmar Business Partnership. The Belmar Business Partnership is promoting several ways to increase business in town, especially during the holiday season. They're running a consistent ad program on the RAT and an ad in the Co-Star. Working with the Chamber of Commerce, doing email blasts to promote shopping and restaurant week. They're using social media as well. They posted numerous signs around town as far as Shark River Bridge, promoting our business and shopping. They've ordered 75 holiday flutter flags to promote, obviously, again, shopping in town and increase the holiday spirit. With regards to the volunteer efforts, I do need to touch on that. I was working with the volunteers, obviously, the past month. We've had tremendous turnout of volunteers. I mean, they've really done a tremendous job with the town. We had a group from Short Hills and Millburn come in and delivered over 500 new toys yesterday. I want to thank Sergeant Sean Pringle in the back there. He and his family helped load these hundreds of toys onto our trailer, get them sorted, and the group from Short Hills was thrilled to be able to help our town. Today I worked with Sherry and Joel at Paint Place. What they had done is they've been accepting free furniture, lots of it, from anybody that's donating it, taking the furniture and painting it free of charge. Beautiful. I don't know if you've ever seen Sherry's work, it's tremendous. They're painting all the furniture and giving it to needy families, again, free of charge. So it's been a great effort on her part. Also, I was speaking with Book Speak On. It's a company up in Union, New Jersey, and today they donated over 2,000 new books to our town, and we picked them up today and we'll be giving them to the library, a little bit at a time, because it's a lot of books, but they will be handing out books on December 7th when they open to children and families that come in. Other than that, again, thanking the volunteers. We are still on Belmar.com. We're obviously accepting monetary donations, which are needed, as well as furniture donations. And if you need supplies, there's an order form that you can complete. That will be taken over to the back area with the Belmar Arts Council, and they can fill that for you. So that's it.
Thank you, Councilman.
Oh, I have one more thing. With regards to the Historical Society, I'm hoping that we get it, but I was in touch with a group that's working with Robert Wood Johnson, and they're looking to give a grant to the Historical Society. So we did submit the application for that. So fingers are crossed.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you. The other thing I wanted to mention, and we mentioned it before, was our Buy a Board campaign. Right now we have flyers, we're accepting people's checks. Hopefully by this week we'll have a website set up where you just go online, put in whatever name you want, what avenue you want to be located on, and just be able to pay by credit card. We just wanted to get this thing started, but the website's going to be, we already have it, it's just belmarboards.com. It's going to be a very simple site, really just for processing requests. That's all from me. Next is public session on the resolution calendar. So we're going to have a public session. Anyone has any questions, comments? This is just on the resolution calendar, both the resolutions by consent and the one non-resolution by consent. Any questions or comments on the resolution calendar? Seeing none, I'll make a motion to close the public portion of the resolution calendar.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
I have to abstain from the first resolution.
So moved.
Second?
Councilman Decky?
Yes.
Councilman McGovern?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilman Nicolay?
Yes.
Abstain. Next is the consent agenda. I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Could you just explain the amendment of capital budget?
You want to explain it? Colin?
Sure. This is a catch-up paperwork to amend our budget to reflect the bonding that passed it, so moved at first reading last night.
Thank you. You have a second?
No.
Second?
Councilman Decky?
Yes.
Councilman Devereux?
Yes.
Councilman Dean?
Yes.
Councilman Nicolay?
Yes.
Mayor Barry?
Yes. Next are ordinances. First one is going to be second reading and public hearing. This is ordinance 2012-15. So this will be an opportunity for the public to comment if they wish or ask questions. This is a bond ordinance providing for the reconstruction of the boardwalk and beachfront in the borough of Belmar in the county of Monmouth, New Jersey, appropriating $20 million thereafter and authorizing the issuance of $20 million bonds or notes of the Borough of Belmar for financing the cost thereof. This is split, it's $20 million total, it's $17 million for the boardwalk and $3 million for the cleanup. Any questions, comments at this time from the public on this ordinance?